Hello, invisible YouTube audience. This is a very personal poem to me. I wrote it at International Music Camp, and it is my life from elementary school, the later years, to where I currently am going into grade 12. And it's called Stay Weird, My Friends. They say I'm weird, and whenever they do, I nod and say, "Thanks for noticing." I have always been that kid that people looked at and thought, "Yep, she's going to be an interesting one when she grows up." When I was little, I had come to terms with it. I had one other hooligan to run around with, and a brain full of flowers, sunshine, puppies, and a desire to break out into fits of laughter over the joke I remembered from yesterday. Then I grew up, and in one fell swoop I began to walk alone, following the others to that gravelly beaten path where all the dust gets in your eyes and you can barely see. But you hear the group traveling the road, talking as if there's nothing but blue skies and green grass ahead, and you're left wondering, what's wrong with me? Yes, I spent time falling out of the weirdness and wondering where I could get the next pair of designer sunglasses they were selling so I could open my eyes while I walked, and they would tell me where they were sold. And I would save my pennies and rush over to the stand nestled among the trees, too excited to realize that as I ran off the path, so I could fit in with the crowd, there was a road I would have much preferred. But instead I bought those sunglasses and went right back to that beaten path. And I would yell, "I got them! I can see what you guys can see, and I can be happy!" But I got no notice, because they were all wearing the pair they had gotten from the stand on the side of the road, where instead of costing money, they cost the price of your free will and individual thought. But I would shake off my failure, and I would put them on anyway, only to discover that the lenses had popped out. So I was again stuck walking down the beaten path with my eyes shut tight to avoid getting sand kicked into them by those I was following. It's the kind of sand that sticks in your eye and feels uncomfortable at first, but eventually you get used to it. And just when you think you're safe from anything worse, it gets infected and you can do nothing but talk to the ones wearing those stupid designer sunglasses, because they're the ones walking with their eyes wide open. They don't tell you that underneath that tinted plastic, their eyes are just as infected, and they'll be taking the same measures to get rid of that pain. Eventually, I found a new hooligan, and they took me to the side of the road where the dust hurts less, and we walked there for miles. We took those frames of outdated protection and smashed them before walking together, gathering others as we went. Walking on the side, I started to see that other road, the one where it really is just grass and blue skies, with the trees parting just enough for you to see where you're going. I started to drift off towards it, and then I was alone again. But this time I was able to see. And the road ahead looked pleasant, but then, looking to my side, I would see the beaten path. Why did no one come here? I could see sunshine and rainbows, and I could even laugh at the joke I'd remembered from yesterday. Maybe there was something wrong with it. Maybe it was me. That was when the tree branch snapped back and hit me right in the eye, the same eye that had the grain of sand from the beaten path. It dislodged the sand and welcomed in the bark, so now I was left with nothing but this festering wound that clouded my vision. And I couldn't make a fool of myself, because I didn't want to injure it further. After numerous rainstorms to wash out that infection in my eye and tree branches grabbing at my arms and pulling hard, I found a clearing. It was just a little grassy circle with a path right across and one leading back to the beaten path. I stood in that circle for quite a while, soaking in the sun and the rain, realizing that they're both good. I looked over to that beaten path and laughed. My eyes were clear, if not a little red, and I went on down that grassy little path, beginning to find some people to walk with, old and new. So as the beaten path and my little one are beginning to merge, the ones who took the gravel road look at my uninfected eyes from behind their big designer sunglasses, and they say, "You're weird." And I say, "Thanks for noticing." Yes, a very personal poem, but I'm very proud of it. So all two of you who watch this video, please do tell me what I should improve on my writing and what you liked. Farewell.